Hey guys, what's up? Tonight we're going to go ahead and do Chapter 11, Lesson 1. You're going to get to learn about the two elevators at Macy's and the Fort Steuben Mall. And I'm also going to show you some of the back rooms at Macy's and the Fort Steuben Mall. And the reason why I'm going to show you the back rooms is because the store has been closed ever since yesterday. So what you're about to see, you've never seen before from this store. Even when you saw Monte from Middletown Mall, you know, you're going to get to see the rooms next to Monte. Okay, you probably store tour yet, but I will in the future. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the store. All right, the back rooms in the store, obviously. Now I'm sure that you guys have never seen the back rooms in that store. And it's okay if you haven't seen the back rooms. You know, they're not where you're supposed to be, but since the store is closing, I'm allowed to show you guys the back rooms of this store. Okay? There's some really cool things you don't even know about. All right? You don't know anything about these back rooms. And I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about them. So please listen carefully. And I hope you guys enjoy this lesson. Do tomorrow if you can. All right? Okay. All right.
Hello?
Hello, Jonathan. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start off. There's only 25 slides on this one, okay? But we're going to get through it really quick. Macy's closed. Okay, so it's already closed, all right? Chapter 11, Fort Steuben Mall. Where it travels in all sorts of ways, all right? So this is lesson. It travels in all sorts of ways, this store. It travels from being a Kaufman's to a Macy's, and now it's closed, okay? So we're going to go ahead and learn about the two elevators, and then we're going to learn about the back rooms of the store. That's what you might hear in Macy's stores, all right? Now, how many of you guys have ever been to a before? How many of you guys have ever been to a Macy's store before and you hear say something like this, okay? They say something like, "Good afternoon, Macy's, yes. Welcome to Macy's, where the customer and elevator is always their first priority." So basically, us customers and the elevators and escalators are the first priority to them. We'd like you to tune in to this chapter and find out a lot about the Fort Steuben Mall in Steubenville, Ohio, including the store that we're going to talk about today. You can save up to less to help and get knowledge awards by listening in to each of these lessons from this chapter. See Ryan Reedy for all the details, and as always, thanks for shopping at Macy's Fort Steuben and have a very good experience. Elevators, some back rooms in the store, and a creepy hallway in the store as well. So get ready to be amazed. The first elevator we're going to talk about is AK Freight, also known as Adam Kaufman, was one of the first small in 1974.
There you go, buddy.
11?
Here, here's a cookie cake.
Where's my medicine at?
What?
Where's my medicine at?
Oh, I'll get it in a minute.
AK was born on 1/17 of 1974. Ordinary passenger elevator in the mall. Okay. Now, so what that means is you don't just any ordinary passenger elevator in the mall. AK is very special. Okay, because AK is an oil donorist, which means he donates oil to those hydraulic elevators that are in need of it. Okay. And now, how many? Well, I think we all were about last at the Robinson Mall, right? Which I actually visited Saturday. So we all know about him. We talked about him and how he was an oil provider and an oil donorist. Okay, he donated oil to those hydraulic elevators that were in need of it. Right, and this is what AK Freight does today as well. All right. He does it every June for 3 weeks in June. 3 weeks in 3 weeks in June, all right? He's been doing it ever since he was only 18 in 1992. And many people believe that his oil he donated was very clean than any other elevator that there was. Every other elevator had some really nasty oil. And AK was one of them. That actually had very clean oil. He still does the same thing today as Glass was an oil donorist, all right? He's still an oil donorist today, okay? And he does it the 3 weeks in June. And he has no plans to retire or to stop doing it unless he feels he wants to stop or becomes deathly sick, okay? So he has no plans to stop doing this, okay? So if he becomes deathly sick, though, he'll be no longer to do this because an elevator's hydraulic oil does contain a lot of germs, okay? And the more and when the elevator, anytime an elevator sick, germs, but when they do get sick, they contain more germs than they ever have had, okay? So it's not safe for them to go out and donate oil to their elevator. That elevator will get definitely sick, and like that elevator, so it's not supposed to do that, okay? So, AK Freight graduated from an unknown elevator high school in 1992, and just 4 months after taking oil donor classes at his school, and 4 weeks before he started working, or before he started his oil donorist career. AK Freight's oil donorist career ended for that year, which was in June of 1992 for 3 weeks. AK Freight went to an elevator college to learn to become an oil autologist. And this is an elevator, escalator, or human that studies hydraulic elevator oil, not traction elevator oil. Because remember, a traction elevator is ran by ropes. A hydraulic elevator is ran by what? Oil. So this is what an oil autologist is. An elevator, escalator, or human who studies hydraulic elevator oil is an oil autologist, okay? AK Freight graduated college at the age of 30 in 2004 after 12 years of studying to become an oil autologist, in which he became one in March of 2004. After AF, or AK, sorry, I put a F. After AK Freight's oilology teacher, presented AK Freight an award, best knowledge, clean oil, and fairness. So you got an award, 3 different things: knowledge, best knowledge, clean oil, and fairness. Okay, that's how an elevator passes. That's how an elevator passes college. If you want to become an oilologist, you have to have best knowledge, clean oil, and fairness. And after AK Freight graduated college, AK Freight went to work as an oilologist at the UPMC Elevator Center's Otis Science Tower from August of 2004 to June of 2015, and this was for about 11 years, okay? Now, the reason why AK Freight left to work as an oilologist was because of the result after having a diagnostic over his hydraulic oil in May of 2015. To only find out one terrible thing. Just like Galley, AK Freight has oil. And actually, you want to know what's really good about? Here's what's good. He may have oil cancer. I have to make corrections here. He may have oil cancer, but he is very lucky because most old elevators die of this. hasn't died yet, and he's old. He's 43 years old. And let's hope he doesn't die too soon. Oh, right. Let's hope he doesn't die too soon, okay? Because, like I just said, most old elevators.
The building's design group, please.
Hold on, Jonathan. I'll take care of it later. Anyways, like I just said, most old elevators die of oil cancer. Hydraulic elevators, that is. Traction elevators, hydraulic elevators that are very old die of this. Some of them are lucky, like, okay, if he continues to stay healthy, does the right thing, will he die of oil cancer? I don't think so. As long as he still continues to make those healthy choices, right? We know an elevator's health, right? We talked about that in chapter what? What was that when we talked about that? Do you guys remember when we talked about that? I think we talked about that in chapter 8. I think in chapter 8 we talked about that. Okay, so yeah. His brother, though, across the hall from him, died of an oil dose on 2/14 of 2017 at 9:00 p.m. at the age of 43. And we're going to talk about him next. Okay, since A.K. Freight's brother died, okay, which is his brother across the hall from him. AK has been so desperate about this situation and doesn't know what to do to help him feel to the point where elevators and escalators die each day of something, from oil cancer to anything they have, motor burnouts, stuff like that. You never know when an elevator is going to die. Okay, so there's nothing we can do about it. So yeah, okay. Let's see here. AK Freight lost his home on 3/28/17, which was just yesterday, at 10:00 p.m. yesterday, paying certain elevator bills for about 4 years. So AK Freight didn't pay certain elevator bills for about 4 years, and he lost his house because of this. And he didn't realize that when he was taking his time into his work as an oilologist, he didn't realize how important his certain elevator bills were, and decided to just forgot about him and thought that maybe he didn't forget about him. Maybe he knew that they weren't as important right now. Maybe he knew that being an oilologist was more important than that. Now, he should have knew that if he wouldn't have paid those important elevator bills, maybe he wouldn't have lost his home. But he did, and that's his punishment for not his elevator bills. His elevator bills are important more than him being an oilologist. Now, he is trying to save his old home, okay? But can't do it unless he would pay $500 out to the U.S. Elevator Court of Housing, which he doesn't know if he will ever be able to make this payment at this point, because he's very poor with only $10 in his budget. Now he's really poor. So yeah, maybe if he would have paid those important elevator bills and focused only on his job, but on what's more important, maybe he wouldn't have lost his house. Maybe he wouldn't have faced this. Maybe this was a way to show him that he took too much time into his work as an oilologist and didn't care much about his elevator bills. So we'll just hope and pray that things will go well. Let's look at some pictures of him now. So there he is.
Hey, Ryan?
Yeah?
Can you add me back into the design group?
Yeah. Hold on. Here you go, Jonathan. I added you, okay? There you go.
Alright.
You good? Alright. Okay, so there's AK Freight. So no problem, man. Okay, now notice the 4 brails on floor 2. The 2 left to right are older. They're on the elevator door frame. And the two facing straight are newer. Like, here are the ones left to right, right here. And these are the ones off the door frame. There's a difference to them, ain't there? Right? There's one similarity there. There's two actually. It's black. And they have a 2 on them. Now, how can an elevator, escalator, or a human receive a paycheck with lots of money paying a without having a corporate job? I want you guys to turn this in by Saturday, okay? So turn this question in by Saturday. You can work on it until Saturday, until we get together again on Saturday. And also, you're going to predict about this too, okay? You're going to predict if they had a service elevator in this store in 1993, okay? We'll turn this in on Saturday as well, along with question 2. Questions 2 and 3 are due on Saturday. Ooh, Monte Freight. I think everyone has heard of Monte before at Macys in the Fort.
Well, that road is the yelling escalator.
Right? Well, that's nice. But I think we've all heard of Monte Freight before at the Fort Sumo Mall. Monte's a freight elevator, and we're going to learn a little bit about him today. Okay? Now, Monte Freight was the first born elevator at the Fort Sumo Mall, and he is a great example of a great elevator community member for the Ohio Valley. Ever since Monte was only 20 years old, Monte has worked for the OVE GRC, and that stands for the Ohio Valley Elevator.
I didn't know that.
Garbage Refill Center. Monte's dad is 100 years old, is also almost 104 years old, and is still alive in very good shape today. And he worked for the OVE GRC for about 50 years until his retirement in 1983. When Monte was just a young little boy, he was only 3 in 1977. It was just like 6 years before his dad retired, right? Monte would love to go to work with his dad and watch him do his work as a elevator, escalator, garbage man. Monte found this really interesting and thought about becoming a member of the OVE GRC when he would grow up one day, which he is grown up now, and he had that job, okay? And he even got to ride in his dad's garbage truck as well. So that's pretty neat. Pretty neat life for Monte's young age, childhood. He got to go to work with his dad. And he used to help him as well when he was 5. He'd help his dad out when he was only 5. He always loved to help his dad out on the weekends. Work on the weekends, and he'd love to go to work with his dad, help him out with his job. Now, the OVE GRC elevators or escalators garbage is destroyed and reused. It has 2 parts of the facility. The one side is the destruction side, and the other side is the reusing side. Monte graduated high school in 1992 and quickly joined the OVE GRC after being out of high school. Surprisingly, since everyone who worked at the OVE or GRC, when Monte's dad was there, Monte got hired by the president of the OVE GRC and started working away. Because everyone knew Monte and everyone knew how much he loved to help his dad when he was only 5 years old. You know, they know that he was really interested in what his dad did, and he was also very proud of helping his dad in little ways. Okay? So they quickly hired him. So the president quickly hired him, and he started working away. He worked more hours than his dad did. Because Monte worked for about 24 hours a day, and Monte's dad worked for about 12 hours a day. So their time differences, they had time differences because his dad worked short hours, and Monte worked long hours, 24 hours a day. He only worked about 12 hours a day, and that's pretty short. So that's pretty interesting right there. Now Monte's dad was very impressed by what Monte was doing to help keep our escalator community in Clayton when he was an OBEG or CE garbage man. Okay? Alright, I know this seems long, but we're going to try and get through it here, okay? I have to get to bed too, so we're going to try and get through this really quick. In late 2008, Ohio's elevator president met Monte, and they quickly became really interested in Monte so much. They became best friends. After 7 years of being separated from a ride on Monte, in January 2015, Ohio's elevator president decided to make the move behind the door right on Monte down to the first floor to have a little ride visit with his favorite freight elevator buddy from Steubenville, Ohio, Monte. Now, this was probably one of the greatest things that Ohio's elevator president could have remembered from all of his visits to Macys at the Fort Steuben Mall. He was going there as a little boy. Now, on the evening of 2/14/17, Monte, at the age of 43, after having a birthday a month back, in which Monte and AKA were born on the same day, 1/17 of 1974, something very terrible happened in that family, in Monte's family. Monte suffered a long night of certain oil pills and oil grease the night before, and at 9:00 p.m. on 2/14/17, Monte had away. And ever since this day has happened, Monte's whole family, including his dad, Ohio's elevator president, and AK, have been so depressed about the situation of his death because nobody knew that he was going to die. Not even Ohio's elevator president knew. Okay? They didn't know what they could do to help them understand that Monte passed away of an oil dose. Life's never going to be the same without Monte. Ever again. People who are either in a relationship or a friendship. Okay? Monte's home was sold in March of 2017, just 15 days before the Macys store shut down for good. And Macys shut down just yesterday. We're depressed. So Monte died. My feelings are broke. Monte died. Monte took an oil dose. Oil pills, basically, a lot of oil pills, and was high on oil grease. This is what caused his death, okay? And there's nothing we can do to bring him back. We have to understand that Monte passed away, and we have to understand that Monte passed away of an oil dose, and there's nothing we can do to bring him back, okay? Let's take a look at some pictures of him now. There's Monte. Notice the differences on the first and second floor, right? Notice the difference between the coal stations here. This is 2 and that's 1. 2 and that's 1. 2, 1. Front. That's the front rear doors, you may already know. So the 2 button was replaced, obviously, with marker. That's probably the old button fell off. They had to replace it. 1 button and they taped it over, drew over with marker, the purple marker, and they put a 2 on it. Capacity is 5,000 pounds for Monte. The elevator repair number is probably not even in service anymore. They probably have a new one. This is probably a while back when they put that up for the elevator repair. So, yeah. Questions about Monte? If you have any questions, type in the comments below. After the live stream's over, you can ask now, okay? I'll be more glad to answer your questions for you. All right, so what are some of the differences and similarities between Monte and AK? I turned that in on Friday. And what year was Monte and AK born? 1974. And what kind of doors does Monte have by looking at the inside and outside? Haley. And you're going to turn in questions 4 and you're going to turn in questions 4, 1, and 2. Or excuse me, 1. Questions 1 and 4 are the ones you're going to turn in by Saturday. You're going to restrict. Well, first of all, you're going to imagine, and you're going to write a paper about Monte. if Monty was a freight elevator in an apartment building, or yeah, if Monty was a freight elevator in an apartment building in a big city like New York City, how would you're going to explain how Monty would be different from a regular department store freight elevator than any other, than than any other elevator, any other freight elevator. Okay, kind of hard to understand, but if you guys look carefully at the question, you'll be able to understand. Of course, we know this is tube on Monty's panel, right? Okay, guys. So I know you're probably thinking, well, here comes Ryan at the point where he has done really good with no trespassing. The door's closing, and let's now the store's closing. Do we have a right to be in the stock room then? Yeah, pretty much. If the store's closing, like maybe not, maybe not until it's almost close. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the stock room here at Macys. Oh, those doors used to be brown, by the way, over there. They replaced them in 2011, 2010. So let's now be aware though, okay? You're going to have to listen very carefully as you'll be learning about each room pictured on the next pages of pictures. Note, you're going to be asked some questions to answer after this. After we look at these back rooms in this store, so be aware of that, okay? There's not going to be anything on there, any words on the screen. Everything's going to be said from my mouth. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Of course, we know Monty on the second floor. We've seen Monty a lot of times on the second floor. And if you're and you're probably wondering, what is in that room over there? Find out. Here's the room right here. You probably see two doors. You see two doors. What are behind those two doors? That's right. Behind the brown door is the men's room. Of course, this is an employee restroom. You guys, now how many of you guys are watching this live stream right now? If you have ever been to the Fort Sioux Mall in Steubenville, okay. So even you guys who have not been to the Fort Sioux Mall in Steubenville, you now have just learned that they have two employee restrooms at Macys in the Fort Sioux Mall. I never want you guys to forget that. They have two employee restrooms. They may not look like the ones downstairs, but they are very clean. And they have the accelerator hand dryers. Now this one looks like the one downstairs. That one on the end is newer. An employee told me that. That one on the end's newer. They probably added that on when they were renovating the store. So looks like the one downstairs, but you probably notice the difference. If you see the one downstairs, then you already basically know the difference between the one downstairs and the one upstairs, right? There's a single one upstairs, and the one downstairs is more like they have stalls in there. Okay. As an office, I'm not going to say any names. I know whose office that was, but I'm not going to say any names. That's just a control. That's like where they have like the circuit breakers and stuff. That's another office. Some boots in there, and an apron, and a coat, and a nice little chair, and a comforter set. There used to be a cosmetics stock room. Let's continue on. There's more in this room, more in this area. As you can see, there's another section of it. The office, like there's the first office right there. That's not the security office. I'll show you where it's at, though, but I'm not going to show you inside. I didn't get any pictures, obviously. That'd be very wrong if I did. So that's an office. There's an office right next door to it. It has a bathroom door. Maybe that was a bathroom at one time, but I don't know. The sign right there says think safety. The control circuit breaker room. Then that's another stock room back there. So that's the stock room back there. Now you're probably thinking, I see this weird floor, and I see all these rotten walls. This used to be a restaurant at one time, okay? And I bet you those restrooms were public at one time. And I bet you that this, okay, no, hold on here, hold on. They had a restroom in the hair salon. It's now a storage room, or it was a storage room, okay? This was the kitchen of the restaurant, all right? Because the restaurant was in here, okay? The restaurant was in here, and also, this was a hair salon as well, okay? I'm going to show you guys more pictures in the future. I'm not going to show you them all, though, because we don't have time, obviously, for that. So this was the kitchen of TikToks. And then they built a wall here, as you can see. Because when you see a construction wall, you know they build a wall to separate a room, right? And in there, in this room right here, maybe thinking this is another office, but it ain't. There's so many offices in the back room. It's unbelievable. I'm not gonna show you all of them. Especially the loss prevention one. This is where like they have like shipping, you know, when they're shipping out stuff. This is what they use this room for back here. That room right there. That's what they use it for. It looks like a supermarket, doesn't it? This area back here, it does, but it's not. It wasn't a public area when the store wasn't closing. Because this was TikTok's kitchen, literally, at one time. So there's a shipping room. They built a wall there, obviously, when they were renovating the store. Separate the room when they closed TikTok so they could have this as a shipping room. Okay. This was the hair salon. This also became a hair salon. And they closed before I was even born. And when they closed, Macys was renovated. And next to it was the kids department. This was all open at one time. Okay. And they closed it off and turned it into a stock room. There's so many stock rooms. They closed it off in 2011. And we're going to put an office in here, but it turns out they didn't. They just put it into a storage room. Okay. They couldn't have put it into an office because one side takes you into the hair salon, the other side would take you into the kids' apartment, the former kids' apartment, right? That's a kids' apartment right there. Let's continue on. 2000 office. Blue Chip 2000 is a janitorial company. They got sanitary vacuum cleaner. For those of you who like vacuums. They built, now as you can see, they have the construction wall here because they built a wall on the second floor, okay? They built a wall on the second floor in 2011 to separate the area when they moved everything to the other side because they closed off the area, literally. Kids' apartment area. They made it a little smaller, okay? And they had, that whole floor was almost a whole kids' apartment. Because one side was for kids. The other side was like where the mattresses were sold at, like the comforter sets and luggage and kitchen stuff over there on the other side. I'm going to show you guys a store what it used to look like when it was open, okay? But we're not going to do that now because, like I said, we don't have time. This was the kids' apartment. Then it became a stock room. Then in here, of course, is the janitor's closet. So if you saw that door on the first floor at Macys where the restrooms are, by the elevator, you probably already knew that that door said associates only, you know, it's a janitor's closet. Okay, let's continue on. This is the first floor stock room. All right. They just kept stock in there, and they kept their clothes hangers in there. Now here's what the employees would do on the second floor. They had to take the clothes hangers downstairs. It was really crazy. What they do is they carry all the clothes hangers. I'd see them. And they put them on the freight elevator. They wouldn't ride them. They just put them on the freight elevator and then close the freight elevator. And then when that merchandiser or manager would go down there and call the freight elevator to get those clothes hangers out, they put them back in this room right here. And the freight elevator's right there, right, by the way. They put them in this room right here. And put them in a box. This is what's the clothes hangers. Stock room as well. Okay? This is on the first floor. Those are just offices, I think. I know there was an office over there. I don't know what's in there. Right here, that's the garbage room. I'm going to show you guys that. Now, I wonder what's behind that door right there. I wonder what's behind that door. But there's a vent right there. So I think we all know what's behind that door. Another office and stock room. Okay. There's a little section right in here. And down there, I noticed down there that was an elevator sign. It said elevator out of order. I wish I could have had it. It's too late now because the store's closed. Now, I wonder what's behind this door right here. Hold on. Whoa, I wonder what's behind that door. You don't want to touch that door because guess what's behind there? Good old loss prevention. Security is behind that door. And if you were to open that door, you would get in a lot of trouble. There's security cameras in that room. So if you've ever been to Macys before as a customer, you probably didn't know that there were security cameras in that room right there because that's a loss prevention's office. And you may be thinking, why is it in the stock room? Because there wasn't enough room. It's not a public area as well. There's a lot of offices in the stockroom. And of course, this is the what? The loading dock, right? So basically, if you're on the second floor, or if you're on the first floor and you get a delivery for the kids' department, you know what I mean? You get a delivery for the kids' department, everything would go off the truck and come over here to the good old freight elevator. It'd go up on the freight elevator, all the merchandise for the kids' department, and it's taken to the kids' department. So that's a loading dock where things come in at. Okay, and of course, you got to use the freight elevator to get it up, right? Because why would they want to take a Z-rack on the passenger elevator? Yes, that'd be crazy if they did. Behind that garbage room door is this. All right. Now, this is something that's even dangerous than a freight elevator. The garbage machine burns. It burns. It destroys. So if you ever get under that garbage thing, you can get killed. Like a freight elevator, you can get injured on a freight elevator. You can get injured on a freight elevator, but here you can get killed. Okay? So you have to be careful when you're in the garbage room. Even when you're a janitor, you got to be careful, right? When you're destroying that garbage, you can't go under that machine or you get sucked in and get killed. You get cut up because it does cut garbage, and I think it burns too, okay? It's a WN, by the way. And this is the other side of the stockroom on the first floor. Now, that's the visual office in there. And you see where that stairway goes to? Up on that stairway were the Christmas trees. And some of the Christmas decorations that they put up there on the holidays. That was up there. Up that stairway, that little section up there. Okay? Now, did you guys notice that there was a little section of the stockroom? A little upper section, a little mezzanine in the stockroom on the first floor. That's pretty neat, isn't it? Of course, the elevator takes up. You have to take the stairs. Now, what's that big brown thing over there behind the ladder? Don't say that's a fire exit. What is that? Seriously, what is that? It says, what is that big thing over there behind the ladder? It's a stockroom, so what is it? What's in a stockroom? What's in a stockroom that takes you up and down to one floor to another? It's called a what? It's not an elevator, not a passenger elevator, but a freight elevator, okay? So that's the freight elevator, all right? So guys, those are all the back rooms at Macy's and the Fort Stewart Mall. And some of them, I thought some of them were pretty interesting, don't you think? Because maybe they were a public area at one time, and then they became a non-public area when it closed off, right? When a public area closed off, like the men's department or TikToks, you know, the hair salon, that all closed up. It became no longer public. So what you just saw, like I just said, that the general public would normally not see in a Macy's like this one, are the back rooms. And I thought that those back rooms were pretty cool. Didn't you guys think those were pretty cool? I think they were really cool, okay? Because one of them used to be a restaurant, like I just said, and a hair salon at one time. And this is probably before your time, right? They had the hair salon and restaurant before your time. I know they had the restaurant before your time, because this was back in like the I don't think anybody was living in the 70s on this call. I was living in the 70s. Okay? But this is when TikToks was opened and it became a hair salon. Then it became a stockroom, so it became from public to not public, right? Then, like I said, it's been closed since 2000. I don't know if any of us were living in 2000. I wasn't living in 2000. When the store was renovated in 2000, okay? The store was renovated in 2000. The store was renovated in 2000. All right, the year 2000. That was 17 years ago. We're going to be talking about a haunted area in this store in a special presentation as soon as we're done with Chapter 11. But for now, always remember to think safety before you enter areas like these. So think safety. I told you guys about that yellow sign in that little section of that stockroom hallway on 2. Think safety before you enter a stockroom or a service quarter. You got to think safety. What you're going to do and what actions you are doing. That can harm other people or not harm other people, okay? All right. So what you learn from the back areas of the store? Turn us in on Saturday. Yeah. Turn question 2 in on Saturday. Turn question 3 in on Saturday. You're going to turn all these questions in by Saturday, okay? When we get together on Saturday, you're going to turn all these in, okay? So after this live stream's over, I suggest getting to work on some of the questions that I gave to you. Okay, even the ones. So the 6 questions I gave you guys, I suggest you guys get working on them as soon as we're done with this live stream. Okay, we're probably gonna end it here soon because I got school in the morning and I gotta get to bed early. So even though you may consider the last parts trespassing like, you'll need to understand that when things are winding down to an end, like what that means is something's going to close down, stores or something's going to close down, it's best to make the best of what you couldn't see in the past the way they are now. And Monte and AK were very special. And even if there was a service elevator at one time in that store, it would have been very special too. Now, what are we going to do about Sears? Is Sears even older than this one? You just wait. You just wait and find out in lesson 2. So we are done with lesson 1. You guys have any questions about Macys and the Fort Street Mall, like the back rooms, the elevators, or anything? No? Okay. All right, so what did we learn from this lesson? Well, we learned about the Macys store. We learned about the 2 elevators, and we learned about the back rooms, right? The general public would normally not see. And what's the main idea of this lesson? The backs of Macys, the fronts and backs of Macys and the Fort Steuben Mall. Now, we have a new feature in our overview. This is our new feature. So everyone say hi to our new feature. Hi, new feature. What did you like or dislike about this lesson? Turn it in by Saturday. Okay, so let's hop on down to Sears now for yet another Urbix 2 special elevators. So we are done with Chapter 11, Lesson 1. That'll be it for tonight. I think that's going to be it for tonight. I even need to charge my phone, so I think that's going to be it for tonight. Jonathan, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Everybody?
Alright, we should.
Okay, guys. See you later. Bye. Oh, wait a minute. We have one more thing to do. We're going to talk about Ambulance Day, which was celebrated yesterday. I think most of us already know that Ambulance Day was celebrated yesterday. I'm not going to take long. I'm not going to take long on this, okay? I'm not going to take long on this, but we're going to talk about Ambulance Day. Ambulances and firefighters and fire trucks. I know it was celebrated yesterday, but we are going to talk about what went on yesterday, which was Ambulance Day, okay? So I think we need to go ahead and listen to this article really quick. We're going to read this article really quick, okay? I promise you guys it won't take too long. And then tomorrow we'll talk about what we read, okay? All right? Sound okay? All right. Okay, so Ambulance Day is celebrated on March 29th every year. So the first Ambulance Day was yesterday. Or, well, excuse me, it's celebrated on March 28th. Sorry. March 28th. My bad. Was celebrated on March 28th every year. Ambulance Day was founded by Ohio's elevator president in 2017 after seeing a lot of ambulances passing by the PNC Bank in Steubenville, Ohio on Sunset Boulevard. And also after seeing a small undisclosed fire over at Domino's Pizza right across the street from the PNC Bank in Steubenville. Okay, so there's a Domino's right across the street from it. I go a ways down the street, you can actually see it, PNC Bank. You listening, Jonathan? Okay. So, this day is to honor all of those ambulances, fire trucks, paramedics, and firefighters who have done their things to save our beloved lives. So even though the vehicles are not humans like us, they can get to an emergency case as quick as they can because of their sirens, equipment needed, and speed. All of these things are controlled by the human heroes that are on board the fire truck or the ambulance. Where would an ambulance go when you see one? Will it go to the hospital? Will it go to a nursing home? Will it go to a mall? Will it go to a store? Will it go to a house? Wherever it's going, it is leading as a superhero to save a life of another person. or something else. Now, a song that is perfect to celebrate this day is phrase "How to Save a Life." Now, how many of you guys have ever heard of the phrase "How to Save a Life"?
Wow.
Hey, listen, please. Listen, please. Another song could be phrase "You found me," all right? Okay? So it's not just, you guys listening? It's not just phrase "How to Save a Life" or "You found me," all right? It can be any other song that goes with it, all right? So, the song basically goes with the day that is celebrated. It also is bringing the message mostly about the day. Those two songs, okay? So keep that in mind. That those two songs are great for. Jonathan. Anyways, anytime you see an ambulance, fire truck, paramedic, or firefighter, even when it ain't ambulance, say, like you could see it today, tomorrow, or any other day, Saturday, Sunday, any other day, you need to thank it for what it did for you. To not only save your life, but to also save a freight type life, right? You found me, or the one that really, the song that is for that really relates to what we're talking about here is How to Save a Life. All right? Okay? It's a perfect song. Now, You Found Me is another one too, but we're going to stick to How to Save a Life for this one, okay? So when you see a paramedic, firefighter, any vehicle like this, you need to thank it for what it did. And here's an ambulance right here. Okay. Rescue. Rescue is how we describe this day. Rescue. 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 Bless you. Rescue. Bless you, rescue. We bless that rescue that an ambulance or firefighter gave to us. Guys, stop disconnecting names.
Shut up. Here's some grammar. You're disgusting. Here's some grammar. I mistake kind of. Ryan, why is the elevator still? You still do that?
Colin, listen. Okay, listen. You listening?
No.
Mister?
Yeah.
I'm Toronto Elevators.
Good. You're good.
How you doing? Good. Talking about ambulance day.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, I am.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, you see an ambulance, you need to thank it for what it did. That's a strong ambulance. Alright, guys, that's going to be it for today. I hope to see you all tomorrow. It was our lane call and started elevating Toronto by Toronto Elevators. I'll see you all later. Peace out.